Okay, so, whew, here we go. Another day. Um, I woke up, which is good. Last night was not tough to sleep through, but I went to bed so early, wanted to get up so early that like I woke up in the middle of the night. It's like normal circadian rhythm type, things like. Anyway, so got up, had breakfast. I was already packed for today because of how early I went back yesterday. I tried to lean ahead. That saved me some time this morning. Um, I got basically, I don't want to say bare bones. There are still more amenities that I could have made a third trip for or tried to put more in over the 2 days that I brought things up the hill, excuse me. Um, but I have food, clothing, and bedding, as well as shelter, in addition to things that I need for hunting, like my game bags. I've got enough for 2 caribou. I'm going to always have at least one for 1 caribou on my back at all times. I've got my rifle, obviously my 10 mil, all that kind of good stuff. When I got here to camp, I completely unloaded the sled for everything that I could think that I would need. I kind of wanted to bed down for the day and the night and just keep warm and rest. It's been a tough few days and a tough time out here anyway, just because of how cold it is. It is very cold. It was single digits on the hike up, and I'm shivering a little bit right now. I'm about to get changed out of these dry clothes, or out of these wet clothes into dry clothes. But water is very important, and I had an empty water container, as well as my my little guy here that was only about half full because I had been drinking some of the water on the way up naturally. So I went down to the water, which was like very tiring after dragging all the stuff out here all this way. Going and being like, all right, the sled's unloaded and I could just get in bed. I was like, I need water. Water is that important. So I went down, filled up, filtered the whole gallon's worth, plus my little guy there. And then just to like top it off, just be like, the hell with it. You know what I mean? I went ahead and filled up my kettle. And I was like, you know what? A hot lunch would really do. So I went ahead and made a hot lunch. I'm going to drink some more water here in a bit, try and empty out this kettle, because if it freezes, it's going to take a really long time for it to melt, as opposed to if it's liquid in a vacuum sealed thermos. But there's that. I'm hoping, this is the hope anyway, that I will be less tired, less sweaty, and in position as soon as the sun comes up and I'm able to see and go and hunt and everything, without, having made these efforts and these sacrifices to come out and set up basically a camp this far away from the road. I've been trying to wear the clothes that I'm wearing for as long as possible, even though they're wet right now, just to dry them out. My body heat is enough that you can see it steaming. Oh yeah, you can see it. So I'll hold my breath and blow the other way. This is just my body heat warming up my clothes here and drying them out enough. So that's why I've been kind of trying to wear them for longer. But I'm about maxed out as far as like trying to dry out my clothes with my own body heat right now. The stove running a bit did help as far as like trying to keep warm, but this is not an insulated tent. It's a 4-season tent, but that just means that it's meant to handle wind and snow, but it's not insulated. The insulated tent that I have, unfortunately, I couldn't bring up in any reasonable amount of time. Like I would have had to do a day with nothing, and it would have been very risky, just the tent, and then another day with the stove and bedding, like that. It would take forever to come out here by myself and take the insulated tent. that was one thing I definitely learned. That tent with the extra stuff, basically that involves having a large insulated tent with a stove in it, which is really cool, is just not feasible with one person. It's very feasible, I think, with two people, or I'd like to try it out. There's a lot of things that are just easier, and I'm realizing that now, with two people as opposed to one. Both of us need not carry our rifles just to bring out the tent and the sleeping, stuff. Just one of us can. Just, you know what I mean? Both of us don't need to bring a number of different things, a caribou bag, game bags set up. One of us can. We don't need to bring two stoves. One of us can bring the stove. This sort of thing where when you're by yourself, it's just like, well, if you want to stay alive and you want to stay safe and everything else, you have to do everything yourself. And that includes, well, I'm starting to shiver and I'm really not liking that. I'm sure that the camera doesn't like it either. But I'm about to change out of all these. Well, okay, I take that back. I'm going to get out. I'm going to look around, see if there's any caribou around, because that would be really foolish if there were and I wasn't looking. Then I'm going to come back into the tent, and even though it's, let's see what time it is, it's only 2 p.m. I'm going to change into basically my clothes to go to bed. I'm going to eat a hot meal. I'm going to try this. I'm really hoping that the shepherd's pie that they made here, Nomad Nutrition here, is good. I'm really hoping. I also made myself dessert, mango sticky rice from the Backpacker's Pantry. We'll see if that's any good. So far I've been doing a lot of the Mountain House. Let's see, yeah, Mountain House over the last couple of years, and those are good. But like after a while, like the same 5 meals, I'm just like, man, I'm gonna try something different. Anything. So yeah, I'm gonna look around. I'm gonna come back. I'm going to get out of all of these wet clothes for the day. I'm going to put on some dry thermals, something to go on my neck, a hat. I'm going to get into bed. I'm going to eat my food, and I'm going to just relax, maybe listen to a podcast or something that I have downloaded, and then try and get some sleep here in 4 or 5 hours. And that way I wake up super early tomorrow. I guess there's dinner too. I could make dinner and then go to bed. And then after that, tomorrow I'll be rested. I put in, basically half the number of steps today that I did yesterday, just because I'm just coming out here and getting water, and then that's it instead of hiking back. I think I could use for a day to like heal or something. I'm very tired, very cold. I'm having a hard time staying like positive at this point, which is a lot. I haven't seen caribou on my hikes out. I haven't seen any good herds out here. And I haven't got any caribou yet, which is, this is not the worst hunting trip as far as that goes. I've had trips come up empty and they were longer. I've had trips out here where it's been this many days before I've even seen one. So, it's just, I'm trying to compare it and, in a good way and a bad way to previous trips. And, in a bad way, I've got caribou the first day that I stayed out here, and that's, maybe that was just like super, super lucky. Okay, I'm maxed out. I gotta go. Wish me luck. I'd love to see a caribou. I'd love to get close one. Love to see a wolf. Love to get that bear that I've got a tag for. I'm really hoping that I can stay warm out here. I have some plans for the bedding and my clothes and everything else. I've got plans for food. Yeah, I'm just going to try and work through this as best I can. So stick with me. As much as I'm trying to stick with this, I'm going to give this a couple of days. And if I don't see any caribou, I think I'll just pack it in. Hopefully I'll be eating the food. So that'll be less that I have to pack out as far as that goes. Wish me luck. I'm really going to need it.